What's good, everybody? My name is Nick Trippy, and this is the very first episode of wrestlebank Radio. Now, as of right now, we're on Podomatic, so this is a podcast. However, in the past, I've done shows that were live, and we're going to eventually be going live again, so that way I could actually take people's phone calls and do stuff like that, whatever. But, I was thinking Podomatic for now, just to try it out, and, I like doing this stuff. So this is going to be the first episode of a revamped show, and let's just see what people listen to and if they like it or not. So the very first episode, I wanted it to be special. So I was thinking, being that the PWI 500 is about to be released in the beginning of September, and the actual list is actually already released. I figured I was going to go up the list, from probably 50 or 100 on down to number one, and just give my thoughts. And if anybody doesn't agree with what I have to say, or if they think something different, please, I would love to hear people's opinions. I'm just a mega fan, and I got a little bit of experience with doing these shows, so I just wanted to give my opinion. So as of right now, I've got a top 100 out of the top 500 list. I'm going to go down the list from 100 down to number one. Now, as I'm looking at it, just basically real quick, I don't know every single name on this list, but it's funny. I actually just listened to a different podcast, and some of these numbers are not the same as the list I have in front of me. Like, for instance, um, well, I'm just gonna go down from 100 to 1. I'm not gonna look for all this, but starting off at number 100, we have Sin Cara. Now, this was actually interesting to me because Sin Cara has not really been on this whole year a lot, and it makes me feel bad for the independent guys that are between 400 and 500, and unfortunately don't have the number 500 because everybody wants to know number one and number 500. So for the guy that's 498, who's been busting his ass all year, I'm feeling kind of bad for him because, even though Sin Cara is a well-known lucha libre from Mexico, and he is in WWE now and has been for a little while now, he still should, I don't know, I think he should be lower than 100 because realistically speaking, he's been gone like 9 months out of this year. So, I think it was what, Survivor Series that he actually got injured, and he only came back, what, around the time Mysterio came back, which wasn't that long ago. So we're going to have him at 100. We'll see where it goes. But number 99, we got Justin Gabriel. Again, Justin Gabriel, I believe, he's a good star. And unfortunately, he's not a big talker, and he hasn't really gotten over too well. But this guy's like an Evan Bourne. And, Evan Bourne's actually number 96. So we'll get to him. But I don't know. I think Justin Gabriel, Evan Bourne, and what's his name? The other guy. The guy that's teaming with Justin Gabriel. Oh, Tyson Kidd. I think these three should make a three-person tag team, and I really think that they could get over that way. But let's just keep going down. Number 98 is Richie Steamboat. Now, Richie Steamboat is still in developmental, and he hasn't been up yet. But with a last name like Steamboat, I'm surprised he's only at 98. You know what I mean? Anyway, just because you got the last name does not mean you're a star. I mean, look at Ted DiBiase, unfortunately. His dad was a beast. One of my favorites as I was growing up. Actually, as I was a kid, I didn't like him, but as I became a teenager, I started loving his work. I guess that's usually how it goes. But he's number 98, and he's going to get called up sometime this year, I'm pretty sure. And when he does, I hope he gets over because the dude's got a good look, and, he's doing his thing. So that's what it is. Now, number 97 is Rhett Titus. Rhett Titus, a ROH superstar. I didn't really know too much about Rhett Titus, except for the fact that I know his tag team partner, Kenny King, has stirred up a little controversy lately because he ended up moving to TNA, hence leaving Rhett Titus without a tag team partner. And now, Rhett Titus is actually tag teaming with, I don't really follow RH too much, but I think he's tag teaming with one of the other members of one of the other teams. I think one of the Charlie Hall. Yeah, Charlie Hall he's teaming with because Sheldon Benjamin is in Japan. So it's interesting to see two different tag teams form one tag team, and we saw that in TNA, and it didn't really work out too well. But anyway, Rhett Titus, I actually like because I just recently saw him in a documentary on Netflix. It's called Card Subject to Change is the name of the documentary, and I do think that everybody should check that out. And it made me learn a little bit more about Rhett Titus. You know, he's a father, and you know he's busting his ass, and I could see him eventually ending up in the X division for TNA, or maybe coming to WWE with the network when they do that lightweight show that they're going to be doing. Anyway, I don't know too much about him other than what I saw in the documentary, and I looked a couple different matches up just to check him out. And you know, the guy's got some skills, so I'm happy he's in the top 100. Now, number 96, like I was saying a little while ago, Evan Bourne. Now, Evan, he's lucky he still is getting a paycheck. And mind you, he's luckier than me because right now I don't even have a full-time job. I have a music studio and I'm doing this in my free time. Evan Bourne ends up screwing up twice in like a 6-week period. That ends up breaking his foot. He is so lucky that Linda McMahon is running for Senate right now because they never did the spring cleaning this year. And let me tell you, if they did do the spring cleaning, I'm pretty sure Evan Bourne's ass would have been out. But he's still in it, and I hope the foot heals because the guy does got some talent. The dude can jump pretty damn high. And, you know, his brother is still in the independent scene. And, you know, his brother's got some skills too. It would be real nice to see his brother get a shot because, you know, Evan, you know, God bless you. But, you know, you're screwing up, buddy. And I'm just hoping that, you know, this is a lesson learned because now you're sitting on the sidelines. And maybe it's God showing, you know, giving him some tough love because sometimes we all need that. But he still made it to the top 100 of the list. So that's what's up. Number 95 is Carlito. Carlito, everybody knows who Carlito is. He is not in the WWE for the last couple of years. However, his two cousins are his one brother and his one cousin is Primo and Epico. I think Primo is the brother, Epico is the cousin. I really wish Carlito would have went to rehab when they asked him to because, again, a 3-person tag team, that would have been perfect. You would have had all the Colognes, all 3 of them together, and I think that would have been pretty cool. You know, you could have had the 3 Cologne brothers fighting Steamboat, or no, Justin Gabriel, Bourne, and Tyson. I think that would have been a pretty good 6-man tag. And I don't even like 6-man tags. I don't. I think they're stupid, especially when they put 2 different feuds in the same, you know, like a tag team in a single versus another tag team in a single, and try to get through 2 feuds in one show. I hate that. I really, really hate that. But that's a story for another day. In the meantime, we're going to go to 94, who is a guy I don't know. It's a Japanese guy named Tetsuya Naito. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I get the name wrong. I don't have an opinion either way on this guy because I don't know who he is. So we're going to move on. Number 93, Harry Smith. Now, Harry Smith, original tag team partner with Tyson Kidd. He is the son of the late, great British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith. And, you know, I'm surprised that Harry Smith and Davey Richards aren't actually like cousins. Because I think Davey Richards looks more like Davey Boy Smith than Harry Smith. But that's neither here nor there. Now, the man has a lot of talent in the ring. However, he is not a great talker, if I can remember correctly. And he's not in the WWE anymore, but he is doing his thing in Japan, and he's in a lot of indie shows, and he's still making a good career, and he's still doing his thing, and I'm happy that he is in the top 100. I think the man deserves it. Definitely over an Evan Bourne, definitely over a Richie Steamboat, only because Richie Steamboat isn't you know, advanced to the next round yet into the majors for the WWE. Definitely more than a Sin Cara. You know, I think he's above these people. I just think he's got a lot of talent. Now, the next person, number 92, is actually who I think should be the real Sin Cara. And unfortunately, he's got some bullshit Mexican gimmick. And he's just not moving up the ladder. And I feel bad for that because the man has got a lot of good moves and he's got a lot of talent, and that is Hunico, number 92. Now, they did add Camacho as his tag team partner, and Camacho is the son of somebody, I forget who it is, but he's related to somebody that's some mid Carter from the 80s or 90s. I can't remember his name. I'm not really an encyclopedia for all these people, but I do know that Hunico has got a lot of talent, and he's just not moving up right now, and it's not his fault. They're just giving him a bullshit gimmick, and I'm afraid he's going to end up being one of these guys that are released and that just doesn't really go anywhere. Now, that's not necessarily true because he could always go to Mexico and be a star. This man has got the skills to do it, and let me tell you, he is better in my eyes than Sin Cara. And Sin Cara is like the one that everybody, is all hard over. So I think Hunico should be given a chance, and maybe this time next year when we do the PWI 500 for 2013, maybe your boy will be further up the list. Now, number 90 and number 91 is a tag team. It's both Uso brothers, Jay and Jimmy Uso. Does it really matter if Jay Uso's 90 and Jimmy's 91, or is Jimmy 90 and Jay 91? Honestly, I mean, these guys are neck and neck in this, and they don't even get any TV time, and I just think that's stupid as well. These guys got talent too, and I'm surprised they don't have Daddy Rikishi on the TV more, help promoting him, but they're a tag team, and I'm hoping that, sometime in 2013 they get the belts. They deserve it. They never got it. And they're one of the only tag teams in the division right now that are an actual tag team. I mean, you could dispute that with Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel because they look like they could be a tag team, but they're both single stars. They just aren't doing it like that as singles. So now they're a tag team. I love the primetime players. I really do. And they are the other tag team that's like a real tag team. But even they started off as singles competitors. So, the Usos are like really the tag team that started off as a tag team. So, I don't know. Now, number 89, Damian Sandow. This man should already be further up. I would at least put Damian in like the top 40 or something. Because Damian Sandow is doing his thing, and I am willing to bet a lot of money that this time next year, Damian Sandow is in the top 20. I'm almost positive. When he first came on the scene, I checked him out on FCW, and he's actually somebody that was around back in the day. He was back around like 2006, 2007 under a different gimmick. His name is Aaron the Idol Stevens, and trust me, his gimmick sucked ass compared to what he's got now. This man is a student of the game, and I really believe he is a future world heavyweight champion. And trust me, if you don't see that coming, you will in the next year or two. I could definitely see it. I honestly think he may be a champion before Cody Rhodes. Believe it or not, I don't know. I just something about him, and he's a Triple H pet project right now. I mean, that's what's been going on the dirt sheets and shit. So, you know. Big props to Damien Sandow for making the top 100. He's 89, and I sincerely believe that he is going to be higher on the pecking order this time next year. On the number 88 is a man named Pac. Now, Pac is an independent star. He's been in Dragon Gate, and, he's doing his thing. He just got signed to the WWE for a developmental deal, and this man has got some moves. I want anybody listening to this podcast to go on YouTube and check Pac out, because Pac is a beast, and I am looking real forward to seeing what he's got going on in the future as soon as he gets up to the WWE. I'd like to see him tag up with. You know what? I take that back. I don't even want to see him as a tag. In a tag team. I want to see him single, and I want to see him eventually with an Intercontinental Championship or something like that, because he is a high flyer, and he is a good high flyer, and I just want people to go on YouTube and check him out, because the man has got a lot, and I repeat this, a lot of skills. Now, we're gonna go to 87, and this is another one. This is a TNA wrestler who, honestly, if you don't really know him, or if you just checked him out, you may think he's pretty corny, almost gay, just the way he comes out. He's got the hairspray, and he's spraying up his head and shit. But his name is Zema Ion. Now, with a name like Zema Ion, you may even think he's gay, but in reality, he's actually not. I've actually seen him in a documentary as well, and I can't remember the name of it now. But his story, he was a real go-getter, and I saw in the documentary he was trying out for Ring of Honor, and he was real humbled. They came into his house, showed his mother and stuff, and just showing how this man's been trying to do his thing since he was like 11 years old. And I'm real happy to see that he did make his mark somewhere, and he is right now, I believe, the X Division champion in TNA. So Zema Ion has a career ahead of him. He's young. He's in his early 20s, and he's got a title in a major company. So that's what got him in the top 100, and he's number 87. So I hope to see bigger things from Zema Ion, and he's got a money match coming ahead of him when Jesse Sorensen gets out of the hospital for the broken neck. Well, I don't think he's in the hospital right now, but the man had a broken neck because Zema unfortunately injured him at a TNA pay-per-view. And let me tell you, that's going to be a money match. And, I think Zema Ion does have a lot of skill. I hope that he gets better on the microphone. And I think with that being said, he's got a different look. And because of that, he's going to do big things. So on to the next one, number 86 is Hernandez. Now, Hernandez is going back and forth between TNA and the Mexican company, AAA. And I can't remember what the name of the AAA actually stands for, but it's something I can't pronounce. Hernandez is a stiff worker in the ring, and right now he's leeching on the Chavo Guerrero. And I don't know how I feel about Hernandez. I think I was more of a fan of him a couple of years ago when he was with Homicide than I am now with Guerrero. Now, I do remember a time when Jeff Jarrett was still in TNA television and he was starting to make a feud with Hector Guerrero. And I really think Hernandez, that was his time to really shine. But at that time, I don't even think he was on the TV, or if he was, they didn't keep him. They didn't keep that feud going. But Hernandez is stale to me. He needs something different than what he's got going on. I mean, he kind of reminds me of Hunico a little bit with the gimmick, and you know, that tells me like two things. First off, Hernandez is higher on the list than Hunico, and he's probably, unfortunately, more known than Hunico. Well, actually, I don't know. I mean, anybody in TNA isn't more known than the WWE people anyway. But I just don't really see Hernandez being on this top 100 list. I don't think I like it. I think he should be further down. I definitely would put a couple of people that are on here, like higher on the list than him. But this is where he's at. He's at 86. So I gotta get this moving on. Number 85, Eric Young. Now, need I say more about this guy? This is TNA Santino Marella. Eric Young has got some outside influences right now. He's got a fishing show, and I hope that he does well with it, because although he is funny, he's had some bullshit gimmicks in TNA over the past 5, 6 years. And from what I understand, at one time, he wasn't too happy with the contract he was receiving. Now, I don't know if that contract has changed or not, but let me tell you, Eric Young is supposed to be on Impact tomorrow night. Now, mind you, today is August 29th, 2012, so I'm talking about August 30th. So we're going to go with that. Eric Young's supposed to come back. They got him in a storyline right now where he's married to ODB, and it's so stupid they got it on the TV. Hold on a second. Yeah! Alright. Thanks, bud. Appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you. Anyway, sorry about that, peoples. I know I'm probably going to have to edit this out. But, back to where I was going at, number 84. 84 right now. This is the guy that was tag team partners with Rhett Titus. He goes by the name of Kenny King. He was on Tough Enough, actually, back in the day for WWE. And, he obviously stayed as a professional wrestler, and, the guy's got a lot of skills. A lot of skills. I love his move set. You could check him out on YouTube. I saw this one video recently about the top 10 moves of Kenny King. The dude's got a lot of charisma, and he's gonna do big things. I don't like the way he left ROH. I thought he kind of screwed him over. He screwed over his tag team partner because of it, and I wasn't real proud of that. But I'll tell you, maybe, just maybe, he did the right thing by doing that, because he's gonna go places. He's gonna end up being X Division champion, and he's gonna beat Zema Ion to do that. And I see that happen in the next pay-per-view or two. Now I hope they slow that up on him, only for the fact that he just stepped foot in the TNA. So we're gonna go to 83, and 83, 83 is the Chris Masters wannabe, Mr. David Otunga. Now I really think that David has ate a little bit of shit in the last couple of years that he's been with WWE. We both know he doesn't need to be there, which is why I do have respect for him. He's married to Jennifer Hudson, who is obviously a star, much bigger star than he is, and he's also a Harvard graduate and a lawyer. So, I guess I'll call David Otunga up to be my counsel if I get in trouble or something like that. But I don't even think he's a criminal lawyer. I think he's like some other bullshit. But he doesn't need to be there, and he eats a lot of shit. And you know what? I give him props for that, but he definitely sucks in the fucking ring. And, because of that, uh, I guess he should be 83. I don't know. I mean, this list so far, from 100 to 83, I mean, it's the bottom of the barrel, Actually, it goes to 500, but the bottom of the barrel for at least 100. Um, the person ahead of David Otunga, who he is over in the independent scenes, but I don't know if he should be as high as he is. He goes by the name of El Generico. Now, El Generico is an American with a lucha libre gimmick, and I love his music when he comes out. He does get the crowd into it, and I've seen a couple matches. He's good, but I don't think he should be in the top 100. I just my boy Dean Ambrose ain't in the top 100. He's like 240 or some shit, and I just don't think El Generico is ahead of Dean Ambrose. That's my personal opinion. So on to the next one, number 81, La Mascara. Don't know who that is. I'm guessing he is a Mexican lucha libre, and I don't have an opinion either way. And I don't have an opinion for 80 either, Mr. Negro Casas, or 79, Mr. Yamato, because I don't know who these people are either. So we're going to go straight to 78, and 78 is a ROH superstar who goes by the name of Mike Bennett. Now, Mike Bennett, I guess he's where he should be, but I'll tell you this right now. He's a lucky motherfucker, because he's banging Maria Canales, that is. She's hot. I'm sorry. I always liked Maria. I don't think there's any, I don't know, like, I always think redheads are either real sexy or they're real ugly, and Maria just happens to be a real sexy one, and that's just how it is. So, he's got a lot of skills, and, I watched him actually as an enhancement talent one time for WWE when he came in as a jobber and just did a couple of matches, and his matches sucked there, and he's already jumped up the ladder a lot more since then. Now, when you go from him to number 77, a man like Leo Kruger. Leo Kruger, he's 33 years old, so he's kind of like over the halfway point of a career, I would think. But he's developmental right now, and he's a former FCW champion, and Leo Kruger is going to make big moves over the next year or two. So to have him, in the top 100, I think says a lot. So you know, we'll see where Leo Kruger goes. Number 76, a man who I do not think is really, really over right now, unfortunately, is Epico. Now, Epico, I want to know why Epico and Primo are on 76 and 75, yet, the two Usos are 90 and 91. Epico is newer than Primo. Epico actually basically brought Primo's career back, because Primo was like the JTG. You didn't even see that dude. You didn't even know he still had a job. Luckily, his cousin got moved up, and because of that, and only because of that, Primo had a chance to get on the TV again. Now, they don't get much TV time, so they're lucky. And like, I don't know if Primo is ahead of Epico. I guess he would be, but we're gonna get past it on the list. But he's lucky he's where he is. You know what I mean? So being in the top 100, man, you should be happy. Number 75, Adam Cole. Adam Cole, I believe, is NWA champion. He's doing this 7 levels of hate thing with Colt Cabana right now. I don't know very much about him other than that, and I guess he plays the heel. because Colt Cabana is just a natural baby face. So don't know much about Adam Cole. I'm sure people can comment and tell me more about him. So we're gonna keep moving on. Number 74, Mr. Brodus Clay, a big man, dances. The kids love him. He's got some hot bitches that come down the ring with him, but the man ain't really got too many moves. He just isn't. He is over. Thank you for the music that he comes out to and to the girls. And I'm wondering if he would be higher on the list if he had that big heel character, the way he was supposed to. Um, you know, he's going to end up getting a mid card title eventually. So I think he's going to have to turn heel before that happens. So we're going to go to the next one. Number 73, Satoshi Kojima, who I don't know who that is. So we're going to keep moving. Number 72 is Primo. There's Primo. Um, I don't know how much better Primo is than Epico, other than the fact that he's more known. But I guess, thanks to the PWI, that makes him 4 spots ahead. Do you think Primo's had a better year than Brodus Clay? I don't think so. Brodus Clay has had a much better year than Primo. Just think of WrestleMania. I mean, Brodus Clay was out there dancing with all the mamas, and Primo was not even on the card, if I remember. So I really think you could switch Primo and Brodus. Brodus had a much better year. And I think he would squash Primo as well. So I don't know why he's there, but he is. So number 73, a man I've never heard of, some Japanese guy, is Satoshi Kojima. Oh wait, no, I already said him. I'm sorry. Okay, we're at 71. Tommaso Ciampa. Now I believe that's a ROH guy. Don't know very much about him, um, so I can't really speak on him per se. However, he is an ROH and he is known. So we're gonna keep going. Number 70, Zack Ryder. Man, this guy has fallen. I think last year he was higher on the list. I'm pretty sure. Unfortunate the way that happened. Still sells a ton of merchandise, and I'll tell you this: you better be happy that he is, because that's the only way he's really going to be bringing in any money. Um, Definitely. But you know what? I'm happy that he is, still doing his thing, and he still has a job. So what could I say? Should he be number 70? I think he should be a little higher on the list, honestly. Gunner is number 55, by the way. I think he's had a way better year than Gunner. Gunner hasn't barely been on TV. So, anyway, we're going to go to 69 is Averno. I don't know who Averno is, so I got no opinion either way. Number 68 is Prince Devitt. Now, Prince Devitt I've heard of, and I've heard a lot of good things about. And I also heard he may have been coming to the WWE or something. Didn't happen, but let me tell you, Prince Devitt, from what I understand, has a lot of skills. So I'm hoping he continues his career and he does well. I don't know much else about him, unfortunately, so I can't really say much. Let's see, number 67, Messias, don't know who that is. Number 66, Robbie E. Um, Robbie E's good at the gimmick. I've actually seen Robbie E, on Independence on their different gimmicks. Robbie is good. I like him. It's a shame he's such a jobber. I really don't think Robbie E's had a better year than Brodus Clay, and I don't think he's had a better year than a couple of the other guys. I don't know. You think Robbie E over Eric Young? I'm not sure about that, but Eric Young is 85, and Robbie E, well, Robbie E is 66, so I guess he has had a better year. Now, we got both Briscoe brothers, 65 and 63, and in the middle is Carl Anderson. Again, I don't understand why they're doing this. Why do they put these tag teams so close to each other, yet one's better than the other? They should be next to each other. Carl Anderson, however, is a Japanese guy. Well, I think he's American, but he's in Japan, and he is the former tag team partner of Mr. Tensai. Used to be known as Albert or A-Train. Don't know much about Carl Anderson other than he was his tag team partner, and they held belts in Japan. However, he is number 64, and I don't see Tensai on this list yet, so maybe he's higher up than Tensai. Maybe not. I don't know. We're going to keep going and find out. Number 62, Adam Pearce. Don't know very much about him. I have heard of him. I can't really speak for him. Um, but I do think that the Briscoe brothers should be higher on this list, or at least a little bit higher. Jay and Mark Briscoe, they should be coming to WWE. Number 61, Takeshi Morishima. I've heard of him, don't know anything about him. Sorry. Can't give any opinion if I don't know you. Number 60, Santino Marella. Definitely one of the more over comedy characters in the WWE. I think he's at a good spot at number 60. I don't, no one's going to take him seriously, unfortunately, but he is very over. And he has been a U.S. champion, so, if you got a belt in a major company, usually you're going to be in the top 100 one way or another. So, number 59, however, is a major independent guy, Johnny Gargano, who a lot of people that follow the indies know who this guy is. I'm surprised that he is not in one of the major companies. I haven't seen too many matches of him, but I have heard his name a lot. So, you know, I guess at 59 can't be too bad. What surprises me is number 58, and again, I bring the Brodus Clay thing yet, and this man's name is Kazarian. Now, Kazarian has been doing well as of late, but he's only been really doing well because I think Christopher Daniels has been carrying his ass. Christopher Daniels has improved like crazy, and I gotta admit that because I didn't even like Daniels for the longest time, but I like him now. And Kazarian, I think, is like his bitch. I really think that. I know they're the tag team champions right now in TNA, and they have been now for a couple of months. But I don't know, man. Like Kaz just doesn't have it. I don't think, And I think his wife is ugly, and I think Eric Bischoff hit that, and I don't think Kaz should be happy about that. I think the money match is Kaz versus Bischoff. And, that's where you're going to draw, but that's just my opinion. Speaking of men that bang other people's wives, is our next guy, number 57, Mr. Jeff Jarrett. Now, Jeff Jarrett has been out for a little while now, and I don't really think he should be as high as he is. I mean, yes, he's well known, and people don't like him, but a lot of the reason why people don't like him is because he's a piece of shit, not for any other reason. Should he have been the first guy in the TNA Hall of Fame? Absolutely. But they put Sting in. So, Jeff, you're assed out. You still made it in the top 60 of the PWI 500. So you should be happy for that because your career is winding down, and I personally think you're a scumbag. That's my opinion. On to the next one, number 56, a man who should be way higher. Yo, 56 and 55. I mean, look at this. Number 56 is Wade Barrett. Should be way higher. Yeah, he's been out for a couple of months. But Wade Barrett is a beast, and he's about to come back on the scene. He's about to definitely get right into the main event. It's a shame he got hurt, and I blame the Big Show for that. He's higher on the list. But I think Wade Barrett would have been a lot higher if he didn't get injured. And let me tell you, he's going to be a champion. Mark my words. Now, the reason I was just bitching was number 55 is freaking Gunner. Are you really going to try to bullshit me and tell me that Gunner has had a better career than Wade Barrett? I just don't see it. Don't see it at all. I'm gonna have to keep going because we're already 32 minutes into this, and we're not halfway through this, and I have an hour time limit, so I gotta go faster. Number 54, Michael Elgin, ROH guy. Don't know very much about him, but I have heard his name. I don't think he's had a better career this year than Wade Barrett or Jeff Jarrett. Um, or the Briscoe brothers for that matter, but he's higher up. I don't know. PWI should really go on their numbers. They should hire me. I think I would do better. That's that. Number 53, Charlie Haas. Charlie Haas is Charlie Haas. A jobber at WWE, but a beast at ROH. He's had the belts with Shelton Benjamin, and where is Shelton Benjamin in this list? I haven't seen him yet. I don't know. I really, really think that Charlie Haas maybe should be a little further down than where he's at. I'd say Charlie Haas should be like in between 100 and 200, but that's just my opinion. Number 52 is Sammy Callahan. I don't know who he is. Can't say anything about him. Number 51, I'm a little upset about Mr. Samoa Joe. He should be higher on the list, man. They've been jobbing him out for way too long. When I first started watching TNA, Samoa Joe was the champion. That's when I found out about TNA, and I like Samoa Joe. I think he's one of the most over people in the company. Him and Jeff Hardy are definitely, and AJ are probably the three most over in the company right now. And I really think Samoa Joe is more over than AJ right now, and close to Jeff Hardy. I don't know why they don't give this guy a freaking chance. I want to see Joe and Aries for the title, in Bound for Glory. I think that would be really good. Um, I don't see them going the other route with beer money facing each other. So I like to see Joe and Aries. I think Joe should be like in the 30s, maybe the late 20s. Um, but he's not. He's 51. And the man ahead of him, Matt Morgan, at number 50. Now, I don't think Matt Morgan would be as high up as he is if he wasn't um, bringing in a little controversy with his contract disputes, leaving TNA and possibly going back to the E. Um, he is halfway through our list at this point, number 50. Number 49. What a shame, man. The Miz was number 1 last year. This friggin' guy is 49 now. He's fucking plummeted. And I think his thing is he really needs to go face. I love him as a heel. He is one of my favorites. He really is. The man can talk, and he is just a little prick that people just don't like. And I like that about him. I think The Miz and Jericho would have had a great program, and it's a sad thing to me that they didn't. I still want to know why they don't have The Miz versus CM Punk. I think that would be great for the title, but unfortunately, The Miz is at 49. Now number 48, Christopher Daniels. What could I say? I didn't like him, but over the past few months, he's growing on me tremendously. I think the man is finally starting to really make his move, and he's getting older now. I think he's in his mid 30s, so now's the time. If you're gonna step up, you better step up now because you don't got much time after that. The man has got a lot of skill though, and I'm proud that he is moving up the chain. I'd like to see him. You know, I'd like to see him in WWE actually. My opinion. Number 47 is Shizuki Nakamura. Don't know him. Number 46, that first NXT champion, Seth Rollins. What can I say? They're gonna end up doing something with this guy. Kind of looks like CM Punk a little bit. They just recently had a tag team where he teamed up with Punk to fight the Kings of Wrestling, believe it or not, Mr. Cassius Ono and our boy Claudio Castagnoli, who is now known as Antonio Cesaro. Um, Seth Rollins is number 46, so I think he's higher up than he should be, but you know what? God bless him. Now, number 45 is Tensai. Why is this man number 45? Please tell me why. He came to WWE with all this hype, and he came after WrestleMania, so it ain't even like he's been there that long. Now, I know he's been in Japan, but his boy is number 64, and the only reason why this man is 20 spots ahead of him is because he switched over to the E. And he hasn't done shit, man. He's losing the friggin' to Tyson Kidd and shit, He's not really nobody special, So that's my opinion on that. Number 44, Colt Cabana. He's where he should be, I believe, because he's doing a hell of a lot for professional wrestling. A hell of a lot. Um, Very big on the indies. Very big. I mean, if you got Cabana on your show, people know who he is. I mean, he gets a lot of hits on his podcast, and I'm a listener as well. I love his podcast. I think it's very good. Number 43, Magnus. Well, Magnus is where he should be, I think. He's got a lot of skills, and he's only 25, 26 years old. I wish he got a little bit bigger of a push than he got in TNA. He is a guy who I would like to see switch over to the A. I think he could be a protege of William Regal, and I think he would draw. I really do. He's got a lot of skills, and he's really good. And hopefully he gets a bigger push in TNA than what he's getting, but I would like to see that happen over the next year. And he's still very young, so in 10 years from now, I think he'll be a world champion somewhere. You never know. Number 42 is Shelton Benjamin. I love Shelton Benjamin. I think Shelton Benjamin got a lot of skills. Um, he is a beast in his own right. Um, and he's a tag team partner with Charlie Haas, and he's in doing the New Japan thing too as well. He's got a lot of skills. So let's keep on moving. Number 41. Now number 41 is Crimson. I fucking can't stand this guy. He they gave him an undefeated streak for like 2 years now. He did finally get defeated by James Storm when Storm came back, but he hasn't been seen since. He hasn't been seen. That's it. He lost one match, and that was it. Where the fuck is he? Why is he 41? You really think he's had a better year than some of these other guys? I just don't see it. Nobody cares about him. Nobody gives a shit. I don't think he should be at 41. He needs to be further down. Number 40, Kazuchika Okada. I don't know who that is. Number 39, Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal let go from TNA, and then a week later TNA wants to bring all these nobodies in for the X division. And Jay Lethal was one of their best dudes that they had. The feud he had with Flair was off the chains, and he actually trains people too. He trained AJ, who is now a much bigger star than he is. So I would love to see him go to the E. I think that'd be good. Him and Amazing Red would be a hell of a team. I'll tell you that. Number 38, Go Shizaki. Don't know who that is. Number 37, Rob Van Dam. Oh, he's fucking boring, man. He was the shit. No, I'm from Philly, and I used to go to all the old ECW shows, and I loved Rob Van Dam. The Van Daminator was a great move, but he is bland. He is boring now. I think he needs to go heel, and I am surprised he's all the way at 37. I really think he should be lower. Number 36 is R-Truth. Now, I would normally complain about this and say he should be lower, but he did end up in a main event last year around this time. I think it was October when he was in the main event with John Cena. And when he had that little bit of a heel character, the heel role, I believe that he was great as a heel, and they faced him right away. And now he's got little Jimmy, and he's got to act like little Jimmy's with him all the time. And I think it was more of a curse than a help, you know. But it did get him to number 36 on this list. So you know what? Fuck it. I think he should be lower, but he does. He is good, so we'll give him that. Number 35 is Sting. Need I say more, man? Sting is Sting, and he's still going at it hardcore. And you know what? He is the reason why TNA is what it is right now. Unfortunately, they only get 1.5 million people that watch every weekend, and a big part of that I think is Sting. And you know, we just want to see him do that one last Mania match. Just go to WWE, you know, for a little bit, Sting. We need you there. You know, that will complete his career, and you know he's gonna get in the Hall of Fame either way. So I really hope that that happens. But I am a fan. I always have been, and I always will be. Number 34, a man named El Terrible. I don't know who that is. Number 33. Now this is an interesting one. I'm surprised that he's there because he's such a fucking jobber now. Number 33 is Jack Swagger. Do you really think that Jack Swagger's had a better career than Wade Barrett in the past year? Even Santino Marella. Santino's number 60. Swagger's number 33. This is bullshit. Swagger is at the bottom of the barrel, as it seems. He's going to end up being released. And I hear a lot of that has to do with backstage politics and the fact that he can't stop smoking weed. Well, Swagger, you know, you're making more money than me, so you don't bother me by by being a jobber, because that's what you is, dude. Number 32 is Roderick Strong, one of the main names in ROH, and I didn't know much about him either, but I checked him out, and he's small, man. I'm surprised he's as small as he is. But you know what? I think he's real high on this list, and he's a lot higher than he should be. I just don't see why Roderick Strong should be 32. I'm thinking Roderick Strong should be like you know, in the 90s or the hundreds or something like that. But you know, it's the third largest company. He's not in TNA or in the A. So why is he there? I just don't see it. Oh, God. Number 31, Kofi Kingston. Now, Kofi, you know, the team that they always put these partners only a few spots ahead of each other. Now, has Kofi had a better career in the last year than R-Truth? I don't think so. I think R-Truth should be in Kofi's spot, and Kofi should be in R-Truth's spot. Kofi's getting bland for me too. I mean, his moves are great. He's the happy-go-lucky Jamaican guy, but you know, actually, he's not even from Jamaica. He's from West Africa or something, or Ghana or some shit like that. I don't know why he's as high up as he is. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I think he should be lower. Number 30 is Bully Ray, a man who has improved so much in the past year. I'm happy he's where he's at. He's a great heel. He needs to go back to the E. You know, his contract's about to be over with TNA, and I really think that you know, he should go to the E, and I think it will be a lot better for him. And I don't see why he hasn't had a better career than Mr. Anderson in the past year, who, by the way, is at number 27. Now, in between 30 and 27 is 28 and 29. 28 is AJ Styles, and 29 is Chris Jericho. These guys are where they should be. I think so. You know, Jericho's been back since January. He hasn't been here for a full year. Been some high-profile matches, including a title match at WrestleMania. AJ is AJ. 2 years ago, AJ was number one, or was it 3 years ago? I can't remember. But he was number one. He still manages to stay in the top 30. AJ is the face of TNA, and I'm surprised he hasn't had the title as much longer or since the time he's actually had it. So, he's all right where he's at. Now, number 26 is a man named Dr. Wagner Jr. And by the way, I said 27 was Mr. Anderson. I was just complaining. I don't think he should be there. He's fucking garbage these days. I used to like him, now I don't. Number 26 is Dr. Wagner Jr. I don't know who the fuck that is. So, number 25 is Devon. Do you really think that Devon's been having a better career than Bully Ray? I don't. Even though Devon's holding the title right now, it's a worthless, useless title. Nobody gives two shits about the TV title. And, he's supposed to be defending it every week. Well, guess what? He doesn't. And he's bland, and he hasn't been in an interesting feud since the bullshit with the Pope and his kids. And, he just, I think he should be, a trainer or something. I think, I just don't see him as anything special anymore. So, that's that. Number 24 is Takashi Sugiura. Don't know who that is. Number 23, Cody Rhodes. Think where he should be. He's on a little bit of a down spiral right now, but he is a very talented individual, and I'm a big fan. And that's where I feel about that. Number 22 is Kane. Can you imagine Kane has had the year that he's been having? But you know what? He's been having a fucking hell of a year, and it's been a great year for him. And I don't think he's going to be 22 again after this year. I really don't. So I think this is going to be one of his last. So I think he should enjoy it, and that's that. 21, Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's had his demons, as we all have in our own way. But Jeff Hardy's had it pretty hard the last year or two, and he's still on probation. And you know what? He's been whether he's been doing drugs or not since then, we don't really know since TNA doesn't test. But I'll tell you this: he has definitely come a long way since he's been back, and I'm proud to hear that. And he is the most over guy in TNA right now. So at 21, yeah, I can see it. Number 20 is Kevin Steen, the current ROH champion. Now, this man has jumped up over 100 spots since last year. This is his year. He is doing his thing, and I'm a fan, I really am. I'd love to see him come to the E. He's not really. I don't think he's the type of guy that the E would go for. Just his size and shit. But you know what? I like him. I think he's good. I think he's got some skills. So Kevin Steen, number 20. I'm proud of that. I don't think Eddie Edwards should be number 18 though, and Kevin Steen be number 20. I just think Kevin Steen's having a better year than Eddie Edwards is, personally speaking. But he is number 18. Number 19, by the way, is L.A. Park. I don't know who that is, so he must have some sort of skill. But I think you need to switch Kevin Steen to 18. You need to put Eddie Edwards down in like the lower 80s or something like that. I mean, I know he's a well-known dude, but Kevin Steen's a champion, and he has been for a while now. And the man that was champion before him was Davey Richards, not Eddie Edwards. Even though Eddie Edwards has been in the title scene, he has not been the champion. So I don't see why he is 18 and Kevin Steen is 20. Does he really draw more? Maybe. I don't know. Number 17 is the Big Slow. This fucking guy, I can't wait till he retires. That's all I'm going to say. He's just fucking aggravating. He's having a year like Kane, but you know what? He's been around for fucking like 23 years or some shit, and he's just bland. He's not, he's a comical figure, and they're trying to make him a monster, and guess what? He's not a fucking monster anymore. Not to me. He's just not. He's got a hot wife. So, God bless him, I guess. Number 16, Dolph Ziggler. I think Dolph Ziggler should be in the top 10, definitely. I can't understand why he's not. This guy is like right at the very bottom of the main event. He needs just a little bit more, and he will be in that main event. And you know what? Sooner or later, he's going to end up being champion, and we all cannot wait for that. He deserves it. 16 is a good spot, but I think he should be top 10. Number 15, Christian. Why is this guy number 15? I know he got the title twice in the past year, so maybe that's why they put him up there. But Christian's time is past, and I think it's time for him to move over and have somebody else take over, because Christian is bland as fuck now. So unfortunately, that's how I feel about Christian. Number 14, Randy Orton. Now Randy's been gone like 6 months out of this year, between suspensions and injuries and everything else. He is definitely in the top 4 or 5 as most over, in the company right now, probably in the world. One of the more well-known guys, but Randy Orton is in a downward spiral, and I guarantee if he's doing the way he's going, this time next year, he is not going to be as high as he is. He's not going to be at 14. He's going to be a lot lower. Probably not even in the top 50. I mean, I hate to say that, but he's going, his stock is plummeting, my friends. His stock is plummeting. Number 13 is Austin Aries, a great spot for Aries. He is the TNA champion, and a year ago he came in fighting for a contract, ended up getting the X Division championship, and it's just been all uphill for your boy from there on. So I'm very happy that he is where he is. Number 12, James Storm. Again, James Storm is probably the number 2 or 3 babyface in the company right now for TNA. Is he had a better year than Aries? I don't know. They're kind of neck and neck, I think. Both having a better year than Randy Orton, I think. So I guess he's in a good spot. I don't really disagree. Number 11 is Kiroshi Tenzan. Don't know who that is. Okay, now we're in the top 10, and I got less than 10 minutes to finish this. So we got to do 1 minute per person or less. Number 10, Alberto Del Rio. He's been chasing around a title belt for seems like forever, a world championship. I think he did have the championship last year. He was a Money in the Bank winner last year. I guess he should be somewhere. I don't know if he should be number 10, but you know, I don't know. He's had a better career this year alone. Would you put it at Alberto Del Rio or Jeff Hardy? I guess you could say Alberto Del Rio has, but Jeff Hardy is number 21. Alberto Del Rio is number 10. And you look at some of the people in between. I would put, I don't know if I would have him at number 10, but he's definitely high on the list. Number 9, Mark Henry. Mark Henry, fucking great title reign this time last year. A great reign. He had the belt for like 5 months, and he was first time champion. He's been in the company like 20 years, and finally got the belt. I'm happy he's at number 9. I really am. Number 8 is Kurt Angle. Now, isn't it funny? I was listening to Don Tony Kevin Castle show, and Kevin Castle was like, what is this, 1999 or 2012? And you know what? He's right. I can't believe Kurt Angle is number 8. The mess that he is, but he is number 8. So I'm not even going to touch that one. Number 7 is Davey Richards. He was ROH champion for a good portion of the year. His stock is beginning to plummet, I believe, at this point, but he has had a great year. So number 7. Number 6, Jun Akiyama. Don't know who that is. So, fuck it. Number 5 is Sheamus. Well, what can we say? He's the world champion, and he's Triple H's pet project. So he's going to be doing this thing for a while. Now, number 4 is my favorite right now. I mean, most definitely my favorite wrestler as we speak. Number 4, and that is Daniel Bryan. I just watched Raw this week, and so the anger management skits that Daniel Bryan had. Dude, he fucking entertains the shit out of me. He is funny. He is great. I love the no, 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 the yes, yes, yes thing. I think that shit is great. You could thank Sheamus for that, by the way, too, and the way they tried to book him. I fucking loved it. I really did. I thought it was incredible the way Daniel Bryan has been just moving up the fucking ladder. And he did become a champion, and he's going to be champion again. The man needs championships, and I wouldn't be surprised if he is number 1 next year if he stays the way he is. Number 3, John Cena. I just wish they would turn this faggot into a heel or change his character up or something. Everybody's going to say that. Any person my age, and by the way, I'm 29 years old, any male in his 20s and above is going to fucking think John Cena is corny. And he is. And that's just that. Even kids think he is at this point. I hope they change his character up. He's always going to be in the top 5 on this list until he retires, unfortunately, because he's just, he's the poster boy. And you know what people don't realize? When Hulk Hogan was number 1, Hulk Hogan was already in his mid-30s when he became number 1. Stayed number 1 into his 40s and, into his late 40s. So Hulk Hogan had a good 10 years, 11, 12-year run as being the face of the company. When you look at Stone Cold Steve Austin, same deal. He became a face at the company when he was in his mid-30s. he's had a good reign, maybe 8 years or so as the face. I don't even know if it was that long, but he was Attitude Era, the face of the company, the man, The Rock. He was in his 20s when he was like the face of the company, but then he left because he became a movie star. He was in there for a good 8 years. Fucking John Cena, unfortunately, became the face of the company in his early 20s, and now it's been about as long as Hulk Hogan or The Rock or Stone Cold has been the face, and you would think, a lot of people are thinking they're getting tired of him. But John Cena is only the age that Hulk Hogan was when he became the face of the company. That means we got another 10 years of dealing with this fucking asshole. That is scary. 20 years of John Cena scares the shit out of me. But you better believe that we're going to be stuck with it. So that's that. Number two is Bobby Roode. Stayed a TNA champion for a long, good 9 months out of this year. So you know what? God bless him. I'm happy as shit that he is number two, and kudos to him. Good shit, man. Very good shit. I'm a big fan. I'm happy he's number two. And number one, the one and only best in the world, Mr. CM Punk. What can we say? Ever since that shoot promo, CM Punk has been an animal. So I'm happy that he is number one, and I can't wait till Daniel Bryan is number one. And you know what? I can't wait till Bobby Roode goes to WWE, and I can't wait till John Cena retires or goes heel, whichever comes first. So that's it. We did manage to get to 100 within an hour. We're 55 minutes into it. I'm sorry about the in the middle when I had to run out real quick. I apologize, but my name is Nick Trippy, and I thank anybody who may have listened to this. This is the first episode. We're going to be talking. We're going to be talking something. I don't know what we're going to talk about in the second episode. This is really just a trial. Someone who's been a fan for 23 years, and that will be myself. If you did like the podcast, please click like, comment below, do what you got to do. I really appreciate the feedback. Thank you very much, everybody. And if people like it, I'm going to do another one. Thank you again for your time, and everybody have a great day. Peace.